Hello Internet world. In this video I'm going to be talking to you about the build quality and touching on some of the features of the RØDE RodeCaster Duo. Now this was very kindly sent in to me free of charge by the manufacturer. No money's changed hands. They haven't asked me to say anything in particular. I'm purely sharing with you this video so you can make an informed buying decision. And I've seen so many reviews on the RODECaster Duo and I wanted to deliver you some different information and really concentrate and focus on the build quality. So before we talk about the build quality, let's just have a quick overview of the part of the RODECaster Duo that you're going to see the most. The front facing user interface and all of the controls. And we've got a really nice large 5.5 inch high resolution touchscreen. Then we've got 4 individually selectable and configurable channels. So this could be things like XLR microphones, instruments, maybe a Bluetooth or wireless mic. Then we've got 4 broadcast quality faders, and we'll talk about the quality of these very shortly. We've got a rotary encoder dial just here, which also acts as a button. We've also got some other rotary dials here, which adjust our headphone monitoring volume. And then we've got 6 smart pads, which we can switch banks, so we can have more than 6 in total, and you can use these to trigger various actions. Perhaps you've got some audio jingles. So that's the front area covered. Let's just talk a little bit about the quality of all of these controls. Well, first of all, the touchscreen. Let's remove this screen protector. The touchscreen is absolutely fantastic. You can see it in action here. We can tap on various icons. We can control the display, we can go into system settings, we can assign various jingles or audio clips to the smart pads, we can control the outputs, for example, the headphones, monitor, how the routing's handled, multi-track, also various processing features as well. It really is a very, very nice interface and it's been extremely well thought out. Now let's move on to the broadcast quality faders. These are very, very smooth and very precise in their action. Beautifully weighted, and they just feel very, very high quality. The touch areas that you've got are really well designed as well. We've got a slight concave feature to the fader control here, and it's just super, super smooth. I think these are going to last for a long, long time. The buttons that are at the top here and at the bottom. So we've got various mute buttons across the bottom, and then we've got these assignable channels at the top. And again, these have got a rubberized feel to them. They're really very, very nice to the touch. And because they're sort of a semi-translucent material, we obviously get the colours showing through as well. They've done just a really nice job on this. They're very tactile, very responsive, and work extremely well. We've also got these sort of smart pads. These can be assigned to things like jingles, for example. So if you're creating a podcast and you want to trigger maybe some audio, you can use these to trigger that audio. They're a little bit tougher to press than these, and I think that's because they're not like a button that you're going to press to go to another screen or to assign an audio level to a particular track. Instead, they're to actually trigger something. So it's got to be an intentional push. So they're almost like a drum pad, one of the old sort of retro drum machines, that sort of feel to it, where you've got to do an intentional tap on the pad. The buttons down the bottom here, where we can switch between banks, these feel the same as the other buttons on the RODECaster Duo. And then we've got these rotary dials, first of all for the headphone volume. Again, these have got like a nice resistance to them. They click as you turn them round. And you can also see we've got lights around the outside, which give you an indication of the amount you've turned the particular dial. And then this dial here is what we're going to use to control various aspects. For example, our microphone level is selected at the moment. So it's done really very, very nicely. This also acts as a button as well, so you can push this in. So now we're changing the depth, the sparkle and the punch, and you can see the icon change as we move across. It's been really well thought out and really well engineered. the quality of these dials is exceptional. So this is the back panel of the RODECaster Duo, and this is really well laid out, and a lot of attention to detail has gone into this as well. Even things like the numbers for the inputs and outputs on this side here, they're printed right side up and also upside down, and that's so that if you're looking over the back of the unit you can still read these correctly. I sort of wish they'd done the same here, but alas they haven't. I suppose it's because these are more permanent inputs and outputs. It's only really these combination jacks here for either instruments going in or an XLR microphone. These are the only ones you're potentially going to be swapping out on occasion for a different microphone or a different instrument, so it makes sense that these are printed in this way. The actual casing is primarily plastic, but it's a very good grade of plastic. It's got a texture to it. On the bottom here we have got some rubberized feet. If we take a look at the side, we've got a nice profile to the unit as well, and again a really good quality of plastic used throughout. It feels very, very solid. There's no creaks. All the fit and finish of the panels is exceptionally good, and the fact that this creates a nice angle on your desk means that this is really sort of facing you. It's a very slight angle but really well designed. And then the screen is angled even further. This is why it's on this sort of wedge type piece just here, and again this means that when the unit's turned on you've got the screen facing where you are if you're sitting at your desk. So overall the build quality of the RODECaster Duo is exceptional. It's really well thought out and very well put together. As such, I can highly recommend it. If you want to pick up one of these for yourself, there are links down in the video description. There's also a link down there to the manufacturer's website. I want to thank you all for watching. Please do hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments, pop them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in another one very, very soon.